Good night to your beautiful people. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining once again to this streaming live po- podcast. Podcast. We're here again. Thank you for being here. I'm super excited today. Tonight, I will be your host. I will be the only one who will be in the show because, unfortunately, the two of our members, the other two members of this podcast, have suffered terrible accidents. And I just received the sad news that they were unable to join us. So, yeah, but the show must go on. And there we are. And that will be a sad introduction. And I have planned this for all day. But yeah, I just also received another call saying that even though when they are badly injured, they will be able to join us maybe in a couple of minutes. So I will try to introduce them in the best way possible. So, first of all, I would like to share this streaming with the most colorful hair in the gaming content creators scene. So join me to welcome the Wonder Meeple Adrian.
Hi, everyone.
Woo, woo, woo,
How are you, my
woo.
friend?
How are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing so far so good. How about that?
Happy to be here. And
Once again. So it was
strange.
it
Sounds
wasn't a
strange,
joke.
but I like it to be Monday too because we are here again.
Right? So
Yeah,
we are all big fans of Garfield. That's why we hate Mondays.
we
That's
hate Mondays. Mm-hmm.
just a quick reference here, and that's why we are here trying to share our thoughts about whatever happened in I mean, last week in terms of gaming in our lives because we are gamers, or
Yeah.
you know things like that. And next, I would like to introduce you the other member of this podcast, the member that you can smell from a very long distance, especially when he's wearing the sweater that he's wearing tonight. Please join us to welcome
Drum
Axel
roll.
from Dice and Amigos.
Woo!
Hello, beautiful people. I'm very happy to be back,
He's here
and I'm
again.
very happy to be safe. I didn't know I
I,
recovered so fast from
me
I
terrible
too.
know,
accidents.
Terrible
I
accident.
know. Both.
Wow.
One,
Yeah.
I just want to mention that Audrey was climbing some mountains over the
Oh.
weekend. That's
Mm-hmm.
how she got these bad injuries, but she got
She
recovered pretty
recovered.
fast.
I
Yes, pretty fast.
recovered. Yes.
Pretty fast. And
Great.
that's why we had the idea of this episode, by the way, because she wasn't, open
In the
up
mountains.
in the
Yeah.
mountains and stuff like that. So yeah, what a great theme for the next podcast. So that's why we have this really, really, really excited theme for tonight. And Axel, well, she looks like she was lost in the forest for I don't know 10 years or so. He was always wearing. I don't know how he's very brave to smell that. I
That
mean,
sweater. What's going on with that sweater?
I
I
mean,
This
mean, are you
sweater, this
still
sweater is
impressed?
one of my favorite sweaters
I know,
forever and ever,
but you have
and
to
I
wash
will.
it. But you
I
have to
wash
wash
it.
it.
Yeah.
It's clean. Smells like
Are you
Christmas.
sure
It
about
smelled
that?
like Christmas, but yeah, but
Mm,
10 years ago, like Christmas 10 years ago.
ish. Okay.
Well, one day maybe Disney will sponsor us.
Maybe, or
Let
or
it.
may,
Maybe,
or maybe one laundry detergent as well. Maybe I don't know. This could be
perhaps,
one of the
perhaps I'll
options.
be happy with either.
Yeah,
All right.
whoever is out and want to sponsors or at least Axel and try to maybe another
Send an
brand
email.
of sweaters. Oakley sweaters, whatever. It could be possible as long
Very
as he
possible.
can. Yeah, we will try to see if every week we have the chance to um, give something new to Axel, to wear.
Bring it to
Maybe
me.
something
Send it.
gaming related or whatever.
Gaming
Something,
related.
whatever,
Ooh, I would love.
Mm,
I would love it.
whatever.
that's
So
great.
yes,
Maybe
so
another clean sweater. Yes.
yeah, whatever. Another a soap, maybe. Why not? Yeah. Anyhow, welcome once again. Thank you for being here. I'm super excited because even when it's Monday, I have the chance to share the stage with you and share the stage with all the audience,
Woo!
even is joining us or will watch the streaming later. So, without further introduction, let's just start with the podcast and start with our first section. The I don't know. I will not say that this is the most popular section of the show, but I know for sure that a lot of people is asking and wonder what we have played in the last week. So let's get started with Adri Soros. What you have played recently?
Well, this past weekend, I didn't have the chance to play anything. Unfortunately, I was in the woods, as you said.
Okay, so what you say, you see, it was a true story. Okay.
Yeah, it was a true
Mhm,
story.
mhm.
So I was camping with my family, and it was a great time.
First
But over
evidence,
the
by the way.
week,
Mhm.
yeah, first evidence. But over the week, I got the chance to play something on Board Game Arena. I'm not sure if you have played Mlem,
Yes,
the
yes,
cats game.
the cat game, yeah, the Knizia Rebel Studios game, yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yes. What's
even
going on
even,
with you, Axel?
even yeah,
I
exactly.
haven't
Even
played it. I know which
it's
one
in
you're talking
VGA.
about, but
It's
I
in
haven't played it.
VGA. You
Let's
have
play
not.
it. Let's start it.
Let's do that then.
Mhm.
Let's do
So
it.
it's a push your luck game where you actually put your cats on planets or moons in order
Mhm.
to gain points. But
All right.
basically, you roll the dice and you start just going up the planets and the moons and the space, and that's how you earn points. That's basically it.
Okay.
But if you push it, push your luck too hard, then your spaceship will explode and then you will
Mm.
get your cat in return.
Your cat dies.
Your cat doesn't die.
No, it doesn't
Oh,
die because they have several lives to
they have
spend.
multiple lives. Yes,
Yeah.
infinite.
Yes,
But
yeah.
you have,
I don't know if
I
infinite, but they
think,
have several.
is up to 5 or 6 times overall in the game.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
there it is.
There it is. Look at those cats. That's
Mm,
great.
that looks interesting.
And that's a great game.
Yeah,
Mm,
it's a Knizia game, by the way.
Do
very
you
nice.
remember, Sergio, if it was like 5 or 6 times
Uh,
overall in the game if you crush the
no, it's seven. It's
seven?
seven because
Seven crashes?
yeah, they have seven lives. The
Okay.
cats.
They have
That makes
nine
sense.
lives,
So
but
Very
yeah,
thematic.
so far, yeah, because everyone knows that cats will colonize space before humans. So
yeah.
Of course.
very thematic.
Okay. But yeah, we have to play Axel then.
Hmm.
Yes, please
One
do
more to
start
the
at the
list.
table.
One
One
more
One
to
more.
more
the
game
list.
to the list.
Hmm.
Great.
I love
Great.
it.
What about
Perfect.
you?
What about you, Axel? You have.
What about
I mean,
me?
yeah, of
Yes.
course.
What
Hmm.
have I been playing? Well,
Yes.
I haven't really played anything physically. I didn't get a chance.
No
It was
surprises
last
here.
week. Last week was a little bit tough. Sophie and Haley were a bit sick, so it was we
Oh.
were not
Oh,
thriving. We were surviving, but they're feeling better now. They're all
great.
feeling better. So hopefully we get to play some games this week. And
Awesome.
this upcoming weekend, I have a Frosthaven get together with my friends, so
With
it'll
your
be great.
friends, blah blah blah. You are the friend that I really like to do streamings about gaming, blah blah blah.
But I
Uh-huh.
did get to
Ouch.
play quite a bit on Borga Marina. This
Mm.
Hmm.
week, we are sad to report that we lost the Sky team again. Right,
Oh,
Adri? One
We
more
are sad to
time we
report.
lost. It just is difficult. It's a difficult.
please,
Sometimes the dice just
please,
don't
guys,
help.
keep playing this until you win because we have. I
How many
want to.
times?
I want to keep asking every week until you
one
finally.
day, one
Yeah,
day we're
yeah,
gonna win.
yeah.
It's
That will
gonna
be
be
a
very soon.
huge news here.
It's gonna
So
be
I
yes,
feel it. I feel it.
please
It's gonna be very
keep
soon.
trying. Keep trying.
I think so. How
Keep
many
trying.
times have we played, Adri? Like
I
10,
That's a
no, I
red
think
one,
15,
it's gonna be less than 10, but
less?
close to 10.
but
Close to
several.
10.
Yeah, but several times,
Nine,
yes.
but nine.
There's been
10, but
some times
nine.
where we get very close, literally down to the last turn.
Yeah.
We gone as close as like 2 or 3 times of our that we have played. We gone down to the last turn, and it just dies. didn't work out in our favor, and we just there's nothing you can do. That's it.
I think the
Uh,
last time we tried to win is because you had a 6
yeah,
and we crashed, right?
yeah, we needed to not advance
Yeah,
the
the
airplane,
plane. Yes.
but the dice numbers were too high, and we advanced too much, and so we lost.
Yeah, and he was like, "I only have a 6."
I was like, I can't do anything about this.
That's the problem with the dice games, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder. I haven't figured out how to tackle the game. Like what to do first. Should you try to clear out the airplanes from the track first? Should you try to get there fast and then move slowly? Should you start moving slowly and then move fast? Like so many things that I don't think I haven't figured out what's the
We
best way
need
to
to
go about it.
find
What do
a
you think, Adri?
strategy. I need I think we need to plan the strategy first.
Yeah,
Like really talk about it.
yeah. Usually we just wing it and we're like, okay, we're ready for the next
Yeah,
round.
I think
let's
one
go.
of if you I don't know if you agree on this, but this is one of the games that definitely is best if you can play it in real life because the communication
Yeah.
it will be
Yeah,
like and also the frustration, right? Like
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
because
Totally.
once you
yeah,
take turns, I mean, it loses the magic somehow between turns, especially if you are playing not in real time. It
yeah,
will,
Mm,
I mean, you realize that, oh shit, we suck here, or we missed a
yeah.
critical turn or a
I
critical
think
throw.
playing
But
it
yeah,
on board game area makes it harder because of the lack of easy
yeah,
communication.
and also
But
a little less fun, in my
yeah,
opinion. Just,
a little less fun. Totally agree
yeah,
with you.
yeah,
and there's
at
another
last.
game that I want to
Hmm.
mention that I've been playing. I think this is the second time I have played it. And it's called Federation.
Oh,
Have
I
you guys
haven't played
Ooh,
heard
that
of it?
one. How's
haven't.
that?
Oh, it's great. I really like it.
It's in BGA.
It is on BJ.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a
Federation
you are moving on trucks.
on
So the
trucks.
game itself is that you are representing the human civilization in across multiple different species in the galaxy.
Okay.
It's like a senate, like a Star Wars senate, in that big room
Mm-hmm,
where you have
mm-hmm,
multiple
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
seats from different representations from
Yeah.
different planets. But anyway, on the game, you're gonna be sending your
mm-hmm,
ambassadors to those different worker placement in the senate or the main board, and you're gonna be triggering actions. But it's the interesting part of the game is that the ambassador that you're sending, which is like a token, it has two sides to it. One is voting. It gives you voting power,
Hmm.
okay.
which is like a majority kind of mechanism at the end of the round. Or you can send it on the other side, which is the funding, where you can fund projects,
Okay.
and that will allow you to advance on tracks. There are multiple tracks, and they have their own. They're like mini games, um, but everything kind of gives you points that you will need at the end of the game to win. And it pretty much is like you get resources to make them into better resources, and then those resources you will be able to compare to victory points. It is not a light game, but it's not super heavy. I think it's like a medium weight game. Uh,
So it reminds me now that you said that you advance on tracks and that you talk about different civilizations, it reminds me of Tapestry. Is it something similar?
well,
Mm-hmm.
I would say tapestry is only tracks, right? Tapestry is
Right.
well,
Mm-hmm.
I guess
Mm-hmm.
it's not only, but it's the main thing. The tracks are the main
Mm-hmm.
thing. I think on this game, the main thing is
Mm.
the decision between sending your ambassador as a voting
Mm-hmm.
power or as a funding power. Because at the end of the round, there are the main board is divided in three sections. Well,
Mm-hmm.
left and right, left wing and right wing, and three rows.
Okay.
So whoever has the most voting power on every row is going to get victory points. And
Mm.
whatever side of the main board has the most voting power, like between all the players, so like the right side or the left side, is
Mm-hmm.
going to get victory points according to a specific criteria. So it could be like you get victory points according to how far you have gotten on the green track, or how much, or on the left side could be victory points based on how far you have gone on the blue track. So
Hmm.
obviously, if you have been working on the green track, you want this scoring condition to activate. So therefore, you're going to be putting voting power on
Mm,
this side, and at the same time, you're trying to have the majority of the voting power on the row so that you get victory points when it comes down to the end of the round. So there is a lot of things to consider when placing your worker. So in essence, it's very easy to
Hmm.
take your turn. You just put your worker and activate what it is.
okay.
But the decision of how to place it and which side to place it is what makes it interesting. But I've been really liking enjoying this one, so I recommend if anyone uh, likes that type of game, should try it on BGA for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can
Okay. That's
totally
cool.
play it. Sounds like fun.
Talking about tracks, I remember another game that is purely tracks. I don't know if you have heard about Cora, Race of an Empire.
That has caught my attention, but I haven't played it.
I
Yeah,
haven't
so
played it
that's pretty
either.
much the same thing. It's
Yeah.
track. If you love games about tracks, you
Hmm.
should try Cora because this is just advance on tracks every time, and whenever you reach certain level on the tracks, it's a cascade events or bonuses and stuff like that. I mean, before playing that game, the tracking games,
Hmm.
we call like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
for me were like nah, nah. But I mean, maybe because
Well.
also the theme of that game, because the core is like the Greek polis, the Greek
Yeah.
polis, and
Yeah.
the way it's like cities in the
Hmm.
Yeah.
past. So this is basically you're competing against other cities, other
Hmm.
polis, to develop your city, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan, a huge fan of the Greek and ancient civilization. So that's why maybe that's another add point. So just because you mentioned tracks as the first game that it comes to my mind.
Really, to me, the first game that comes to mind when we're talking about tracks is Teotihuacan, right? With the pyramids, the
Mm,
tracks.
Mm,
I'm like,
mm,
oh
I
man,
haven't thought about that game as a tracking game, but yeah, maybe.
haven't played it.
yeah.
Well,
I feel like
you haven't played Teotihuacan?
you
Oh my
haven't
god.
played Teotihuacan, City of Gods,
No,
City,
We
City
should
of Gods.
we should put that as a requirement to join the show, please.
ah,
How, did, how
I'm
could
A
you?
so
free
sorry.
requirement. I
I
mean,
don't have anyone to play that heavy game.
we have a
We play
BGA.
it's
It's
on
on
BGA.
Oh, it's on
BGA. Of
BGA.
Great,
Oh,
course,
nice. We
yes,
need to play
we
that
play.
one then.
yes,
Yes, let's play it.
yes. Of course. Yeah. I mean,
Oh
but
yeah.
Excellent.
it will be more easy because you don't have to set up the game and stuff like that,
Of course.
which is a piece on the where every time you put it on the table because it's a
It's all right.
huge setup.
It's not the worst.
It's not the worst, but it still is. I mean, you have to put.
It's a bit.
It takes a time. It takes time. It
It
takes
does.
time to set up the game.
Okay,
Anyhow,
great.
so now go back to
Yeah.
this side. I remember now that I recorded. I thought that I didn't play any games, I mean physical games, but then I remember that on Saturday night we were and visiting a couple of friends that we have. Even when my regular gaming group or friends that comes and visit us every Friday are on vacation right now.
Hmm.
We also have another couple that enjoy playing games with us,
Ooh.
and we were visiting over the weekend, specifically on Saturday night, and they asked me, "Did you bring games?" And I say, "Of course, I
Mhm.
brought games. I mean, this is my thing. If I don't have
The
games with
question
me, I'm
offends
not."
you.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And yeah, indeed. We then played two games. The first game we played was Courtesans, again from
Ooh.
Pandasaurus, the game that
Oh
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about last
Hmm.
week. I shared with them the game because I honestly think it's a great game. It's one of these games that just because the thematic, I think we have talked about the game in the last weeks of in the last episode, so I don't want to go deeper on the
Hmm.
explanation. But yeah, it was the first game we played, and we also played. Let me see, what was the other game we played? We played the second game. Anyhow, yeah, that was very interesting because we just have like a small time to play theoretically, And then
Mhm.
it was like, oh my god, it's midnight already. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's midnight already. So yeah, it was fun. It was. I thought that I was sad that I wasn't able to play like every every week with my friends.
Hmm.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I was very lucky that I had the chance to play with my other friends. We had a lot of
That's
fun.
great.
Oh, I remember which one. The other one was this Mindspace. No, what's the name? It's the small game from All Play Games. It's a game about the brain. I don't remember the name of the game. Sorry about that, but it's
Mm.
just a game when you basically it's mind something.
Mm.
And
Let's
this
look it up.
game, yeah, it's from All Plays. If you can help me to find the name,
Oh,
but
nice.
yeah, so that game is basically a game. It's a roll and what was it? Roll and write,
Mhm.
but
Hmm.
instead of writing, you are coloring or drawing on
Okay.
your board. So every round, a player will throw the dice, and then depends on the number they put it on, top or below the cards that have some like figures, what Tetris alike figures, with these
Mhm.
blocks, and then you have to pick one
Hmm.
of the available drawings and put it on your own board. And the point of the game is basically so you have to fill out the spaces or the sections in your brain, which is your board, and then depending on which color you select or the way you use those colors, you will score points at the end of the game. So it's a really interesting game
Hmm.
because you have to every turn you have the chance to select um, among all the options that were thrown on the dice, and it's up to you how to use the dice every time or how to use
Mm.
the figures every time. So no, there are no two reigns equal at any
Hmm.
point, because
Okay.
it depends where you start, and then there are some drawing rules for the upcoming turns, etc., etc. So it's a very
Mhm.
interesting. They like it as well.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's a game that I have played a lot actually recently because it's really convenient. It's really portable game.
Hmm.
It's just a small box, and then it's just about drawing and throwing dice. But this is really
You
clever. Mhm. You
you
got the
actually
name?
got it right. It was Mindspace.
Oh,
Mhm.
is it? Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tabletop vibes said Mindspace and comments.
Thank
Hmm.
you, thank you, Adam. So
Hi,
yeah,
Adam.
thank you for joining. So yeah, that's the game. Yeah, that's the other game that I played physically, and VGA. Well, I have a lot of tables open right now, but I just want to
Mm.
mention those because again, I'm the only person in this podcast that I have that plays some games physically. Ha! Take that.
Lucky. Must be nice.
I really want to play that game because it's a polyomino rule and right.
Yeah, it's like yep.
Yeah, and
Yep.
I really love polyominoes since
Mm.
Tetris.
Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly. And this is just Tetris alike. Hmm.
nice. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So that's it. So I'm happy that we all had at least a chance to play
Something.
games, whatever, in any format. Anyway, so let's move on to the next section of our show, our lovely podcast, the
Let's
only
go.
underground gaming podcast. And next to let's move to the main theme or the main topic of this week, which is talking about Forest Shuffle. What is
For
Forest Shuffle? It's a game that, first of all, thematically is about forest. If you didn't, realize about just with the name, and but the excitement of this game is that this in the it's in all conversation with board gamers, is about where can I get the copy, how can I play it, have you already played the game, because
Hmm.
it's a game that looks is very hot on the gaming community
Mhm,
nowadays.
mhm, mhm,
And the reason is, I think, I would like just to have give you an overall of the game, then we can share the thoughts. First of all, I will
mhm,
ask you if you have played the game, etc., etc. But First of all, it's a card game. It's a very
Mm-hmm.
convenient portable game because it's just about cards. There is cards, and they have a small board that you put in the mail, but it doesn't really matter. You can skip that part. And what you're trying to do is building your tableau. And this tableau is about creating your forest. And on this forest, you are going to add cards on either one of the four sides of this forest, which are habitats for some animals, some mammals, some insects, or some fungi. Um, I don't know. Well, different creatures that lives in the forest, and every single one of them, or every type of animals or living creature will score you points in a different way at the end of the game. So the
Mm-hmm.
interesting thing here is your turns are very simple. You either draw two cards from either the top of the deck or the ones that are on the clearing. The clearing is the board or the share board for all the players. And
Mhm.
there is a maximum of 10 cards allowed. Well, there will be only space for up to 10 cards on the clearing, and if at any point that number of cards is exceeded, then all the cards in the clearings are removed or clean, and then it's empty. So no one will be able to pick cards from the center of the table.
Mm.
So yeah, that's basically your turn. So you can either take cards, two cards, or play a card. And in
Mm.
order to play a card, you have to get rid or you have to pay a number of cards that are indicated on the top left of every card. So they
Mm-hmm.
will indicate you the number of cards that you have to play. But one of the interesting things here is also there are some cards that if you pay cards with the same color that this card is requiring to, then you will gain some bonuses. And those bonuses could be from gaining more cards, gaining an extra turn, playing an additional card. So there will be a lot of different options that
Mm.
these powers will allow you to do if you pay with the color cards that this card is asking you. So yeah, that's basically. I think that's an overall of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the thing that is, I think, the most clever part, in my opinion, about this game is the way you can have a multiple decisions available every turn because you can try to take a path to winning. Like, okay, I will go and follow a set collection because there are some
Yep.
cards that will award you points if you have like a certain number of cards of the same type, or if you have a combination between a certain type of card and another. So it's a lot of. It's not a unique strategy. I've
Mm.
been trying to decode somehow or create a strategy on this game, but the thing is, it's so shuffle. So it's every time you are expecting maybe a card that you need to complete a set, or you need a specific card that you're waiting for in order to combine with another card, and it could be like turns and turns and turns, and the card never shows up,
True.
and then
Yeah.
you give up the card, and then the next draw you have the card, and you sort of fuck. Then it's very frustrating, but at the same time it's very fun because it messes up you with your strategy. So
Mm.
that's pretty much the game. And the sad part is, well, at least from what I know right now, it's sold out everywhere.
Mm.
It's very difficult to find a copy to purchase
Mm-hmm.
from any virtual store, not mention Amazon or anything like that.
Yeah.
And not even on my local stores around here, this area, I haven't been able to find a
Find
copy.
it.
So
Wow.
that's the thing. I'm very, you know, every time that someone wants to play the game, I'll say yes because I really like it. I have played with one player, with two players in the real life,
Mm-hmm.
and with up to five players, I guess. What is the maximum number?
Five.
Five
It's
players. I
five,
think
yes.
Five.
I have played with four players, but I'm pretty sure it was more than three. And in any combination of players is Super interesting. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's my initial. Those are my initial thoughts about the game, and I would like to now listen what you have think about the game. So starting from with Adri, and I would like to ask you if you have played the game. What are your thoughts, and why this game is so addictive?
So, yes, I've played it and we've played it. We are playing it now as well with Axel.
Oh yeah, oh really?
Oh yeah.
So,
Uh-huh.
let's see how it goes. Yes, yes, we are.
Uh-huh.
I really think that this is some sort of solitary game because I mean you are just taking care of your hand. You're not just really like taking care of each other's hand. I mean you
Hmm.
are expecting to receive some cards to actually complete your goals. So for example, if you have like roe deers, you're expecting to get the tiger in order to get like a lot more points. Or I've
Hmm.
seen like a lot of strategies in these games. Like it's really hard to have just one strategy, but I think that some of the cards and some of the strategies are more strong than others because I've seen people winning just with roe deers and with tigers.
Hmm.
So that's something that I've been not complaining but thinking to myself, if someone is playing with that strategy since the very beginning and just don't quit it, then it's going to be winning like every game to other players, and that's just not fair to me.
So you think the roe deer and the tiger strategy is the strongest if you can make it
It's
work?
one of the strongest,
Mm,
and I've
mm.
seen that the wolves is also another strong strategy too.
Hmm.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know what you think about that, Mask Meeple, because I think that you have played it like multiple times.
Yeah, how
It's
many times have you guys played it? I have only played it one time.
I have played several times, and I agree on that part, Adri, because the thing here I think is that combination is will give you a lot of points, right?
hmm
Because if you are able to make it work for you, like get the correct cards by the time you are trying to create your tableau,
hmm
that will give you a lot of points, you know.
True.
So but it's because it's quite difficult for you to get both cards. And the thing here is, I agree on the part that it's mostly a solitary game, but also at some point you have to take a look on the cards that the other players are playing. Because
hmm
sometimes
Mm.
if they are looking for a specific card, like for instance, if they are already played the links and they are
hmm
looking for
The
the roe
links.
deer,
Yeah.
then you have to take it because you know that will be an
You need to
explosive
do some
explosive.
hate drafting.
I
Hate
mean,
drafting.
that should be the thing. At some point, you also
Mm.
have to. But yeah, it's mostly a game that you have to take care of your own stuff and focus on that. Because if not, then even when you try to mess up with the other players, it will not work. So you
Yeah.
have
You
to
have to focus
first.
on your strategy
Yep,
first.
yep. And thing is, trying to make it all. The first game that I played the game, I went for the butterflies
hmm
strategy,
Yeah.
because those butterflies will grant you points for every different butterfly that you have. But the thing is, they will give you so few points. It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
worth it. I mean, in
It's
my
not
opinion, it's
worth
not
it.
worth it.
No.
Um, the
Mm.
same thing happened with some specific threes that they have. Like if you have more than seven, is the more. But if you focus on that, oh, there's another tree that will give you a lot of points if you have the eight different species of the trees,
Hmm.
which is almost. I have never been able to get all the trees here, so
I'm.
that's what it is.
Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to also take a look on the chat and share some of the comments that we have from Kenan.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
said, I feel like
Yeah.
everyone knew that those two strategies before anyone had actually played the game.
True.
I mean, yes, we agree on that because so far I think that's the best combination in terms of points, in terms of what you have. in, like, at the end of the game, what you will, if you're able to manage, and you will be able to create those such combination that will give you the best, the most points.
Yeah.
But it depends. They will also, it depends on how the cards are draft, or,
Hmm.
and also sometimes if you don't have the cards in front of you or in the clearings, you can draw it from the deck, and maybe you have a good luck in, and get the card that you needed. So yeah.
Hmm.
And something else that I've felt playing with two players and more than two players is like the fast the game will go. Because you have like three winter cards that are hidden
Hmm.
in the deck that as long as you continue playing, if you get one, then you're not worried about it. Then you get the second winter card and then third, and the game ends.
Hmm.
But at two players, it's going to be like a longer game,
Hmm.
and you are going to put a lot more thought in your strategy that if you're playing with four or five players, because the deck is going to be running up like really quick. And most of the time, people will just start selling the cards, and they just don't think about the market that is going to be going away if there are more than 10 cards on top. So
Mm.
you're going to be losing that as well.
Yep,
So
exactly.
that's something that I am also having in mind,
Hmm.
because I know that I need to just go ahead and get cards from the top, because if not, at some point I will lose them all.
And also, I don't know if
Mm.
that happened to you as well, but at some part of the game, you have to, or you want to play, or you are trying to think like, 2 or 3 turns ahead.
Yeah.
But you think like, okay, if I want to play these 3 cards, I have to pay for those, then I will
Mm-hmm.
have to get rid of cards,
Of
but I don't
cards.
want to get rid of these cards
Yes.
either. So it's very difficult. It's tough decision for you. If you want to, you have to decide. It's
Hmm.
decisions every time, because either you play one card, and maybe you're also, this is also one of the biggest mistakes that I have, that I had in this game, that waiting too much for certain cards.
Waiting. Yes.
No, and maybe not for a specific card, but maybe for the color cards that you need to trigger the bonus,
Hmm.
because you say, okay, I just need one more green card to activate the bonus on this card, and it never shows up.
It
Like,
never
oh my
shows up.
god, is it like what?
Yes. Or waiting for trees to make a lot more combos with the trees, or for
Hmm.
butterflies, or for anything you're waiting, it's not going to show up.
So before we continue on that, because I think we have already spoiled everything, I want to hear what Axel has to say right now.
Yes, so I have played the game one time, and I
Good.
knew the rules more or less, because it's not hard to play.
Hmm.
You don't need to know like all the rules to play it. You need to know all the rules to play it well, right?
Right.
Because I did not take advantage of the bonus. I was like, I see this bonus written on the card, and I was like, I don't know how to trigger it.
No.
But surprisingly, I got second place out of four players. So I don't know how I
Okay.
did it.
Nice.
I went with. I mean, I can see the cards. They're fairly simple in the sense that I say, for example, I went with the bat and squirrel strategy.
Hmm.
I think the
Mm,
squirrel says like, oh, if it's in the same tree as a bat, it gets points. And
Yes.
then the bat said, if you have all three species of bat, then you
mhm,
get
mhm,
points. And
mhm.
Yeah.
I saw that no one else was getting or was playing bats, so I was like, all right, maybe this is the thing I do. And they will not come out. They will just not come out. And
Nah.
I kept drawing from the deck, and they were not coming out. And I was like, okay, fine. I got to my max of 10 hands, I think, in my hand,
Mhm.
and I
Yeah.
noticed I couldn't draw anymore. I was like, okay, maybe I need to do something else than waiting for the bats.
Yeah.
And that's when I started trying. I got a wolf, and I saw that it paired really good with the deer. And I was
Mhm.
like,
Yes.
all right, I got some
Oh,
wolves.
that's oof,
And
That's
so
a
I
crazy.
yes.
and so
That
I started
strategy
working.
is wow.
I started doing deer and the wolf. And then at the end, the bat showed up, but I didn't have enough to pay for it anyway. But
Uh,
I think that's probably why I got second place. I got, I think,
Yeah.
like 105 points, and the winner had 132. So I'm curious
mhm.
to know
Mm,
what's the what's the normal like high or winning score? I guess it depends on number of players, right? Because like you
Depends
said,
on number of
Mm,
players.
if you have two players, there's
yeah.
more points. The
Yeah.
points get divided between two instead of divided between four players, if that's what you're playing at.
Yes.
Um, but I was curious because if you know, like for example, if I knew that the winner was gonna be winning with 130 points, and I look at a card and says, oh, if you have four of the all the different species of threes, you get, I don't know how many points is it, like 50, 60, something ridiculous. I'm like, oh wow, that's half of the winning points, so I think
Hmm.
I'll go for that. But if it tells me, oh, it's only 20 points, then I'm like, that's not as much of the whole, winning
Wow.
scoring.
That's a very interesting, a different perspective from what I play all the games. And at this point, and this is very very
Hmm.
interesting to hear because mm, most of the times there is like, at least in my experience, there
Hmm.
is at some point you start playing and you start winning points, and there is a huge difference between players, and then that difference is
Hmm.
starting getting short, and at some point these differences just turn to the other player, in
Mm.
favor of the other player. I
Okay.
haven't seen that a lot of times, especially in the two-player games.
Mm.
um but
But you
that
don't count. But you don't count the points
well
until the end.
that's in BGA, at least. I mean, you realize that
Oh,
when you
that's
play in
true because
BGA.
That's a
it
bit,
does count.
yes.
It
In
does
BGA,
count
you
too.
can take a look how many points you're
That's
doing,
true.
and so that's my experience playing on that.
That's
On
true.
a real life, I have only played once,
Hmm.
and it was terrible. I mean, I thought that it would be more easy for me to realize how bad or good I was
Hmm.
doing during the game,
Yep.
but it was not, because, like I said, I tried to, or thought that my strategy was the best,
Yep. Yep.
but it
Hmm.
wasn't, and there was
Mm.
probably the other player realizing that there was another way to gain much more points,
Hmm.
instead of just waiting for specific cards or things like
Mm.
that, just focusing what, or playing just the cards that they have. Don't
Right.
waste time expecting
Yep.
for more,
Hmm.
just playing with what you
Yeah.
have.
I think this game really, uh, to do well, you just need to work with what you have in front of you and
Win.
not depend too much on the luck of the draw. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if the
Exactly.
luck, if the luck of draw helps you, then that's it, right? You got lucky, but
There,
you cannot depend your victory on getting lucky.
mm-hmm,
You
mm-hmm.
need
No,
to adapt. I
not
mean,
at
you
all.
could get lucky, like I think Adri was saying at the beginning. Like if you start with a really good hand of cards, where like you start with all three uh bats at the same, like from the beginning, then you do
Mm-hmm.
have like a head start compared to other people. But
Yeah.
True.
um, yeah, that's just how
Yeah,
I work with
there
card
is
games.
there is also this other way to score points when you can. There is some cards that allow you to put some cards under your cave,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
you can put cards under your cave, and for every card that you have under your cave at the end of the game, you will have 1 point. And there is
Mm.
this another ridiculously difficult strategy to play the bear in
The
front of
birds.
you, because the bear will give you
Oh,
the
the bear.
chance. The bear
Hmm.
will give you the chance to take all the cards on the
From
clearing
the clearing
From the
and put it
clearing.
under your
and
cave.
cave
Hmm.
So if you play
at the
the
right time.
card, it will give you a maximum of 10 points, and also it will take all the cards from other players. So it would be like the mean,
Mm.
the most mean play that I have seen in this game.
Okay.
But it's very difficult because you have to pay 3 cards
Yeah.
to play
Yeah.
that card, just to play it, and also having 3 cards of the same color, and then wait for the entire clinic to have like an interesting amount of cards to play it.
Yeah.
It will
Yeah.
be very difficult. It will be very
True.
difficult.
It's a difficult.
So,
So it sounds to me that the best card, the card that if you get it, you need to play it or make it your new strategy is the tiger.
The
Or
lynx
what do you guys think? The
the,
links?
the, the links and the deers, because the
and the
deer also
deers.
will give. It's a
So
combination. It's a combination
also,
because
how many copies of each card is there? Does it tell you?
yeah, it has a number on the card that
It will
will
tell
tell
you.
you how many
How many
cards.
links are there?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
No, I don't know. I don't
No, we don't
remember.
have that on
It
hand.
sounds like one or two, right?
No, no, no. There are more
No,
than
there
there
are
are
more than
more. There
that.
are more.
Yes.
Yes. That's for
Oh,
sure.
okay, okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
interesting.
there is a huge deck of cards. I mean,
Mhm. Yeah.
and also you have to wait for the deers to, because there's a different. There are some red deers and raw
Hmm.
deer, so
Yeah.
it's different.
Yeah, the first time I saw it, I was like, "Wait, is this a glitch? Is it meant to say red? Why is it?"
No,
No,
Yeah,
it's a
Roy
different,
is
I
row deer.
different,
guess.
different
Yeah.
cards. So yeah.
Oof.
So to close this section, give me your thoughts, your final thoughts about this game. How, if you like it, if you don't, what you like about the game, what you don't like about the game, and if you have like you have played another game that maybe you can say like is quite similar, and maybe you like it more or not. Yeah, whatever you want to say. Adri.
I really love this game. I mean, I
Oh.
just can't stop playing it. Every time
Mhm.
that anyone is asking me to play for a shuffle, yeah, go ahead. I just don't have any other option at the moment. And just to say, one more thing about the game is that the last time I was playing like with 5 people, just one of them got to 100 points. I
Mm.
mean,
Five
it's
players.
hard to get to 100 points when you are playing with a lot of people,
Hmm. Hmm.
but it's a lot faster to get to like 200, 300 points where you're playing like with 2 people.
I see. Makes sense.
So it's great at any amount
Player
of
count.
players. Yes. And just give it a try if you haven't, because yeah,
Hmm.
it's really
It's
awesome.
very very easy to play.
And just play any strategy. The
Just have
strategy
fun.
that you like
Just
to
have
fun.
fun.
Yes.
Have fun.
The one
If you
that you
like
like the most.
butterflies, collect the butterflies.
Go ahead.
Have fun and frustration at the same time, because
Yes,
that's what
if
you
you
will
like
have.
birds on top of trees, just play birds too. It's great
Hmm.
too. Because
We are
I,
still
I started with
we
I
are
started with birds actually and just messed it
It
up.
w-
It didn't work.
we are still talking about the game, right?
of
Yes.
course, of
Okay,
course.
perfect. Thank you. Just want to
Yes,
clarify
yes,
that.
yes.
Axel, what do you think about the
Yes.
game? Just from the first
Impressions.
impressions that you have. I mean, it's good that you we have like players that have
Yeah.
played a lot, and then
Yes.
a player that just have played once, and the first
Yes.
impressions.
I saw people talking about it, on social media, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. But I don't know why when it comes to card games, I tend to be like, oh, it's just another card game. But
Oh.
I'm most of the time I'm wrong. Card games are great,
Mhm.
and you should
Mhm.
play them. So I'm glad that I got a chance to play this one, even though it's just a deck of cards. Um, and I say that with respect because it can accomplish so much, right? Because I think the magic is that the cards have multiple uses, and I think that's what makes it interesting. It's just not one
Mhm.
card with one effect, but it's this card can take you this way or can take you that way, and that way can branch into multiple options, and it's just that's the magic of this game.
Yes.
And now after playing it once and seeing all the possibilities and all the combos and all the synergies that you can get, uh, I'm excited to explore it even more. I'm excited and kind of like challenged to find a strategy that beats the Link's Deer strategy.
Good.
I'm gonna
Yes.
I'm gonna make the butterflies work.
No, of course.
Excellent.
Okay, if you do that, okay.
You can make
Oh,
which
you can.
strategy you can make it
there
work
has to
like
be a there has to
the
be
rabbits and the foxes.
Oh, that's
rabbit.
the worst.
That's the worst.
That's the worst.
That's one of the worst.
The rabbits will give
Is
you
it?
only 2 points for
Like
every
2 points.
rabbit that you have. No,
Yes. No, no,
You
it's
no,
guys
one
that's
of
are
the worst.
experts. You guys
that's the
already know
worst.
which ones are good and which ones
Yeah,
are
that's the
bad.
worst. No, that's the worst.
I,
Uh,
But
yeah, we've tried like a lot of strategies already.
before continue,
mhm.
I forgot to ask you, Adri, if you have like a if you can give it a number or yeah, like ranking from
A
1 to
ranking.
10, what will be that ranking for you?
I think I will give it a solid 9.
A solid
Okay.
9 out of 10. Wow.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay, good.
I
Okay.
really
It's a
like it.
great card game. It's one of the best I've played, to be honest.
Okay, cool, cool. What about you, Axel? I mean, with your
I
first impressions,
with my
just like
first
that,
impressions,
just like that.
I think I'll give it a an 8. I
An
liked
eight.
it.
Okay.
I'm uh I'm skeptical from you hearing you guys. It sounds like there is a specific strategy that works, and
Uh-huh.
I don't like that in games. I like having multiple good
Mm-hmm.
strategies so
Mm-hmm.
that people can compete, and it's not like, oh, this person took the winning strategy, oh well, that person's gonna win. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like, actually, there's other ways around for victory.
Right.
But I gotta explore it. Maybe we just need to explore it more, so that's probably why it's an 8. I also noticed that there's an expansion, I think, for it. Do you guys know anything about it?
You are
Hmm.
stealing my lines.
Sorry.
So thank
Yes.
you,
Well,
thank you,
um
thank you for that.
there was something else I wanted to mention. um the designer of Fort Shuffle
Hmm.
hasn't really designed
Hmm.
anything else. There is one other game that sounded familiar. I think it's called Five or Fivey, Fivey. Um,
Our
it
encyclopedia will tell us. Please,
Five. I don't know
doesn't
how
ring
it's
any bell for
pronounced.
you?
It's Fyfe. It's a tile
FYI,
laying game.
FYI, it says.
FYI.
For your information, is Fyfe. Um, it's
For
Okay.
your
I don't know.
information, wait.
It's interesting. I just got curious about what other games the designer had put out, and
Mm,
not that many
mhm.
really. It's just the Forest Shuffle and that other game that I mentioned.
Okay, cool.
Although, to be fair, the previous game was from
The
2022, so
5.
maybe the designer just started.
It got lost. It got lost among all the other games. It was just put it
Yeah.
on the trash pile.
Oh
Anyway,
no. Anyway, yep.
yeah. So for me, I hate to be the Grinch in this
You give it a
group.
2.
No, 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 not that
Give it
bad.
a. Uh,
I mean, of course not. I loved being the Grinch always. I love that
Mm,
characterization every time. But I think at this point I have played so many times again
yeah.
that I can
The magic a little bit
also.
lost.
No, not at all. I really like the game. I really
Mm,
like it. But it's a little bit frustration. I feel a little bit of frustration,
mm-hmm.
and
true.
I'll tell you why. Because part of that frustration is about the comment that you just said, that looks like when you have like everything planned, or you think that you have a solid strategy, and
Mm-hmm.
you are creating what you need, that you are you're having such a good number of points,
Mm-hmm.
and you think, yeah, that's this is my chance. I will finally
This
will
is when I
will win.
win finally.
Yeah, you'll not, because there is something that, you know as long as the other player or other players had a most powerful combination, it's
Mm,
over. But also it depends on the luck, because
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
it also
I
depends
mean,
if
yeah,
those
that's just
players have.
how it goes with card games.
True.
But still it keeps me interested, that the way that the game allows me to, or give me the chance to win, because it
Mm.
always shows me that there is a chance. Like, it's always
It's
showing me
like
I
it's
got
like
it.
it's like a slot machine at the casino. It's like, this
Right.
time I'm gonna win.
No,
This
no.
time I'm
It's,
gonna
like
win.
it's
This
like
True.
if
time
they
I'm
are
gonna
playing.
win.
It's like if they are showing the carrot to the
Uh,
bunny. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
here we go. There you got it. Yeah, now it's your time. And then when you're about to bite it, ah, no,
Nothing.
no,
not this time, Master
nah.
Meeple.
It's like,
Second
nah,
No,
place.
no.
nah. But I would like to say that this is. I would like to just finish with the bad things, and then I will
Hmm.
move to the things that I love about the game.
Okay. Okay.
The other thing that I don't like it really is that, for me at this point, I think there are some cards that are useless,
Hmm.
Mm.
or that you can just use it for paying other
For
cards.
pen. Okay.
True.
And I don't see that this is a good thing for a game, because I understand that there should be more powerful cards than others, and some cards should work better with in a certain combination. But there are just some cards, like we mentioned, the bunny, the rabbits, and the foxes, that for me looks like, I mean, you can get rid of those
You know what?
useless cards.
It makes me wonder if maybe the expansion will make
Now,
those cards better.
now that's the thing. From what I heard about the expansion, I don't know if they realized that part. I hope.
Hmm.
I haven't
It
finished
was
the
all
game.
everything was planned.
I haven't finished. Yeah, maybe. And this is a what is this thought, like evil thought.
Mm.
Um, but I like it though. But I like it though because for me, it seems like part of the expansion fixes that. That
Mhm.
they
Mm-hmm.
realize that there are some cards like the butterflies. Now
Mm-hmm.
there are some cards that will give you points for having the butterfly, not only the set collection of the butterflies, but there are
But even
also another
better,
cards that will help you to
get more
improve
out of it.
your score by having the butterfly. So you can now make
Mm.
the butterflies get some value, not only for having different ones. Now, the other thing is makes sense to have such. There's some combination explosive combos, like
Mm-hmm.
there is a specific card that when you play it, they will allow you to play all the cards that you have in your hand, which is great if you have like the butterflies, or there are some cards
Right.
that will cost you zero cards, so you can play
Mm-hmm.
blah 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 blah, play all the cards that you want in one turn.
Yep.
Of course, they will not give you a lot of points, but if you have another cards that create combinations, so it's just like that. So that's
Mm.
part of what I like and what I don't like about the game.
Okay.
I like the way that you can have these explosive turns
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and you have these powerful combos, and the way you can really think, what if I get rid of this card? What if I keep it? What if I wait just a little bit more? What if I just go ahead and decide my strategy from the beginning? So
Mm-hmm.
this is very interesting, and I like it. And I like it, and I really want to play it with the expansion. And I
Mhm.
hope that the expansion fixes what for me is it's not like it's broken. I'm not anyone to say like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
this game is broken, no, because I like it. But I hope from the bottom of my heart that the expansion makes me pay $100 for both boxes. It's like, yeah, give me that. I don't care about that.
Damn, boy.
I really want it.
I
Um,
don't think that's expensive, but it's okay.
I know, but this is so it's sold out everywhere. I just want to go.
Yeah.
There is
Yes,
another. I don't know if this is a marketing strategy or maybe they didn't think that they will be like this huge success because there is no more copies available. Come on, it's like how?
I know.
Print and play.
Yeah, you
Make
can
your own.
easily drink.
Make your own drawings.
And a fun fact about this game is that this is the only game so far that is plastic free.
Oh yeah, that's
What?
true. Yeah, Lookout Games, the publisher, is very proud of
Oh my
that
god!
this is their first game in their line of
You know
the
what?
green line of games, which is like
Yeah.
plastic free games.
You
Mhm.
know what? You just have mentioned the thing that I will say to my wife to purchase this game because
Oh,
like all
nice.
the art green
Convincing
stuff.
argument.
Yeah, yeah. Like you know what? Before
Nice.
you said anything, this is just
We're
plastic free.
helping the
It's your
planet.
stuff. It's your stuff.
Buy it.
Great.
Forget
So
about the
great.
game. Forget about the game is fun or not. It's plastic free. Come on, one more. Yeah, you will love it. And yeah,
Nice.
that's very interesting. I haven't stopped, and I mean, of course I haven't. But yeah, and because of that, just with the base game, maybe if you ask me when I first start, maybe after two games,
Hmm.
I will
Mhm.
say that I will give the game like a solid 8.5. But at
Okay.
Okay.
this point, I will give like a 7.5.
Okay.
So a
A
little
little bit
bit,
lower than me.
little bit lower because,
Still a
like I
great
said,
rating though.
still, if anyone asks me if I want to play the game, I will say yes all the time.
Mhm.
Mm.
Also
Hmm.
because I am obsessed on winning the game so bad. So
Yes.
maybe
Keep
after I winning,
coming.
maybe if after I winning, I will say, okay, I'm done. That's all I
I'm
needed.
done.
I'm
That's all
done.
I needed. Exactly. Yes,
Achievement
that's
I'm
all I
unlocked.
walking.
need.
I'll walk down. Yeah, I'm out, dropping the mic, and that's it. Um, who knows? But at
Yeah.
this point, I'll say that before anything else is added to this game, I think there is.
7.5.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's already an expansion upcoming, and they are planning another one. I heard that
Oh,
rumor.
really?
I don't know. Maybe I'm
I can
just.
tell you that they have the Forest Shuffle Alpine expansion that came out in, well, it says 2024. I don't know if it's already out or.
It's in BGA out.
It's on BGA out,
Oh,
yes.
it's in BJ.
Yes.
Yes.
You
And
guys have
actually,
played
and
it?
actually, and actually, the game that we are playing, if you didn't realize it with the
It
expansion itself.
includes the
Oh,
expansion. Mhm.
Huh.
Yes, I
Is
invited
this the
you with
first
the
time you guys are
expansion.
playing the
Yeah, yeah,
expansion?
that will be my first time playing the expansion.
It's going to be, I think, my second or
Oh, Adri
third.
has experience
Yeah, I
with it
had this
already.
advantage.
So
Yes.
wait, so is it physically out also or just BGA?
No, it's not physically out.
Interesting. So it came out on BGA first.
Mm.
Um,
I'm
do you
just
think they're
curious.
gonna be kind enough to not just put out the expansion physically, but also reprint the base so that you can actually
I
play the
think so. I
expansion?
mean, they will be dumb if
Most
they do
likely
not.
they should. Yeah.
They'll be missing
Yeah,
out on a lot of
they
money
will
if
be
they don't.
they will be dumb if they don't print it again. I mean, it's a huge
Mm.
success
It
right
is.
now. It's just
Yeah.
a hot stuff,
Yeah.
just like that. So anyhow,
All right.
it's been a very interesting section. We have
Mm-hmm.
talked about the game. We have put some love and hate, which is really interesting, and also very positive that we have different impressions about the
Mm-hmm.
game. So the audience
Hmm.
can also know a little bit more, and they can decide by themselves
Yeah.
if they
Actually,
want to, or they
talking.
call if the game calls their attention or not. Top. I hope that this friendly conversation helps you to decide. And the best part is that if you have a BGA account, you can just play it and try it by yourself. Maybe you
Mm-hmm.
like it, maybe you don't.
Yeah.
No, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, then let's just move to our final section of this
Well,
lovely show. Yeah, go ahead.
we do have the comments. We did ask on our Instagram if you follow us over
Oh yeah,
there.
Oh yeah, the
We
yeah.
comment.
wanted to know what are your thoughts about the game. And we got some people that commented.
Yeah.
We had Wingspan Girl. She said, "I really love it and can't wait for the expansion." So maybe she can
Mhm.
wait because she wants to fix those cards that
Right.
don't work as good. Uh, Suck and Buck said, "Great game."
Mm-hmm.
And the Maple Gamer said, "Awesome game." So overall, a lot of love from the community for
And
the
I
game.
know maybe 8 out of 10 gamers, if they have
Like
played the game, if not 9 out of 10, they will say they like the game.
the other gamer hasn't played it yet.
No, no, no. From players that already played the game.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
just
okay,
talking
okay.
about that. From
Mhm.
what I
Gotcha.
True.
heard, every player that have played the game, if you ask if they like it or not,
Okay,
they will say they like it. I don't know
interesting.
how much, but they like it.
So
And
interesting.
yes, that's also why I was totally agree on talking about this game.
Okay.
It's really interesting why. Okay.
Hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, if there is no further comments with the game, we can just close the
Mhm.
section and move to our last part of the show and talk about our chismecito,
Ooh.
the tastiest part of the podcast. What do you
Chismecito.
have to share with us, dear fellows? So, Andre, starting with you, do you have anything to share?
So one of the things that I've heard is that this game from Leather Games, you know how much I love that company publisher.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's called Arcs.
Oh
That's
no,
from the same designer that designed
root.
Pax Pamir and Root.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming to
Oh wait,
Jan.
Wait,
they didn't publish Pax Pamir. Pax Pamir was published by other.
No,
The
no, the same
designer is the same.
designer.
The
The
designer
same
is
is
it
the
the
same.
same
designer. No,
designer?
the
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 same
same
designer.
design. I
designer.
didn't know that.
Yes, it's
I didn't.
called Wireless.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's the
I
So
same
no,
like Pax
designer.
I was
Premier.
actually referring to the designer.
You say the
Sorry.
Okay.
publisher.
Yeah, the
No, I
publisher that
think
It's
that
Leather
doesn't matter.
Games. It's Leather Games. Anyway,
is
yeah.
Leather Games, yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Mhm.
But that's going to be making its debut on Gen Con 2024.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait,
And it was a
Arcs?
Kickstarter. It was a Kickstarter,
Yeah.
and it will come to my door at some point before GameCon. So yeah, I will have this
Interesting.
Yeah.
exclusive before that.
I think I love. Isn't it like a three-player minimum, or
It's
maybe
two to
not? Maybe
four.
not. Two to
Two to
four.
Two to
four.
Okay.
four players.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Maybe I'm getting confused with a different game.
And their page is already available for you to like sign up to pre-order.
Yeah, it's a
Mm.
Kickstarter. It was a Kickstarter, and yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Let me share with you right quick that here. There we go. Yeah, so this
Arcs.
is the arcs.
Hmm.
It's
Arcs.
highly I mean, I'm not. When games first comes to the BGG,
Yeah.
it would always have a high um,
Rating.
rating.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I have like great expectations, high expectations on this game.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the Kickstarter version comes with deluxe components,
Hmm.
which I
Mm-hmm.
really want to see how they look on the table. But yeah, I mean, you can recognize the art like a
Yeah.
similar on games like
I
from
from
Letter
my
Games.
Like
understanding, it's
Root.
supposed to be like
Hmm.
the successor of Root, or is this completely different?
It's an asymmetric game from, but I'm not sure exactly all the things. The thing is, this game was the campaign for this game was
Mm-hmm.
released, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. I don't even remember.
Oh,
It
it's
was a
been that
long
long.
time ago. It was a long time ago.
Oh
And
man,
I from at some point I was like, I totally forgot about the game until they sent me the email saying, okay,
we're
your
sending you
arts
the
game
game.
is coming really soon. It was like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. I remember. But of course I
Nice.
haven't. But yeah, so I have to take a look again and see exactly what it's about. I mean, I know few details,
Mm-hmm.
designer, publisher, thematically how it works, but that's it. So don't ask me right now
Mm.
more details about it. But yeah, sounds interesting.
Cool.
All right.
Sounds interesting. What about you, Axel?
Me,
Yeah.
I don't have any chismecito for you guys today. I'm sorry. I just
Um,
not being online too much. I what the one thing I can tell you is that I've seen Midwind everywhere. All it's on all social media is
Which one?
covered by Midwind by
Midwind.
Open Isle.
Ah,
Midwin.
Midwind. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Midwind,
Yeah,
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 that
yeah,
interesting
Yeah.
game where you play to play and you don't
yeah.
play to win. You
Hmm.
just play to like hang out, which is interesting. It's an interesting proposal, as like for a game. I know video games do it all the time, right? All these grinding games, uh, but there is always a sense of progression. Uh,
Hmm.
but in a board game, it can be a bit different. So I'm curious to know what that feels like in a board game
Okay.
when there
Okay.
is no like actual victory. There is just, we're just hanging out and playing, and uh, there is no actually winning the game. Have you guys not seen Midwind everywhere on social media?
I
Yes.
have seen a couple of posts. No, more than a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it
been
Yeah, I
sounds
think the
delivered.
interesting.
That's the
publisher.
reason.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think they're also preparing for a reprint Kickstarter campaign or game found. I'm not sure. So that's
Hmm.
probably why they're pushing hard on the marketing. But sounds interesting.
Yeah. So, what I would like to share with you about Chismecito
Mm-hmm.
is that,
She's
yeah, I just wanted to have the correct slides or the screens that I want to
Mm-hmm.
hmm.
share with you in BGG.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you can help me with that. There, I got surprised that Board and Dice is highly known about for the Euro games that they publish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, they are responsible for games like Teotihuacan, we
Yeah.
just talked at the beginning,
Classic.
Yeah.
Barcelona, Terracotta Army,
Tawantinsuyu and Tekenu, and
Tekenu.
I'm a
Oh,
big fan of Borondas. I
yeah,
like
so
Tekenu.
Yeah, Nucleum, for instance,
Hmm.
Nucleum's
Um,
the
True.
one of them. Oh, it's a real good game.
yep.
But surprisingly, they have decided that, or not decided, but they were willing to share or have another uh, type of game, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yep.
and there comes in a small box,
Okay.
Hmm.
and these small box are like puzzling games. You
Hmm.
just want to try to get, you know what games I have talking is a side quest, Seven
It's
Oh
the
yeah.
City,
escape
Yeah.
room.
and
Hmm.
side quest Nemesis,
Yep.
which
Hmm.
they're not necessarily related with the
I've seen
Nemesis
them,
game.
but I don't know what they're about. What are they about?
They're like escape rooms, puzzling
Escape room.
games
Hmm.
Mm,
that, like I said, it was like a surprise for me
hmm.
that Board and Dice have those kind of games. Not that
Yeah.
I don't like it, of course not, but I got surprised. They're normally are highly known, but because they publish medium to heavy Euro games mostly,
Yeah.
and I was very lucky to receive a copy, an advanced copy of those games.
Okay. That's
Tried.
cool.
To be honest, I'm not really into those kind of games,
Okay.
Oh
but
no, you don't like the
but
escape rooms?
I mean, I and maybe because I don't play it so often,
Fair.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think I just have played once one of these exit, is it called
Yeah.
exit
Yeah.
games?
Exit. Yes,
Exit
the
or
ones
the
from the
unlock.
beer.
Exit
Mm-hmm.
games that you just play once and you get rid of them. You
Yep.
know, like
Yes.
play once and that's it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting.
Mm,
It
it's
feels
an
like
experience.
the thing is you can always. What I don't like about those games is like when you are about to lose or where you are losing, you can always say like, "Nah, what if I take a look on what's happening? What is the correct answer?"
Yes.
So
The cheating.
you are really tempted to cheat and to see.
Yes.
Well, I will. I mean, it's like I already pay for it. I just want
Right.
to finish it. I just want to know what happened next. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like yeah. I'm a dumbass here. So yeah, just let's let's continue with the
Give me
game.
the answer.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
but in this game, one of the things is not a one use game.
Okay.
So
Oh.
there is a more chances for you to play it, and I think it's
Mm-hmm.
because there's different paths to escape or to get, or maybe there are
Different
different
endings.
goals, different endings, which is very
Mm. That
interesting.
makes it cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can either play it solo or up to 4 players.
Let's go across it.
Oh.
And we normally play like highly competitive games on our game night on Fridays.
Mhm.
But this is
Mm-hmm.
about to change because I decide what games we played every time. So I will
Mm.
make them play these games after we reach a certain number of victories.
Okay.
Because we track our victories.
Yeah.
That
Of
that
course,
is how competitive.
competitiveness.
Yes, so you can realize how competitive we are. So after
Nice.
one of us reaches a certain number of winnings, then we are just have this break, and in this break, I'm going to make them eat some co-op games, and for sure, I will make them play these games. And who knows? Maybe we will have fun just not fighting each other and
Peace.
and having some peace at last.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Woohoo.
yeah, it will be interesting. So that's the chismecito I have for you tonight.
Hmm.
It took me by surprise. I just
Okay.
want to have some publicity as well because they were so willing to um, have these games out that they
Hmm.
also offer me to um, have a giveaway on my
Oh, nice.
Instagram. So yeah, stay
That's
tuned
great.
if you want
Ooh.
to win a copy of those games. So I will
Nice.
post it. But I would like to play it first before I did a giveaway. So
Yeah.
give me some time to try the games,
For
Hmm.
sure.
really enjoy, and then I can convince you to participate in the giveaway. So,
Sounds
but
great.
I have already the green light to do so. So, yeah, wait for that. For that, we'll
Well,
have
I don't.
news.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
I don't think your friends need any convincing in joining your giveaways, but it's all right.
Giveaways
We'll
are
wait.
always
We'll,
convincing.
yes, we'll wait for you. Yes.
Okay, no, but I think it would be better if you can say something about the game, not
I'll
just
be professional.
I
Yeah,
As
yeah,
think,
the
yeah.
mass
Okay, okay.
maple.
I
Mm-hmm.
think, I think. So anyway, so yeah, that's about it. um,
Alright.
thank you for being here. I'm glad that you were safe and sound after your terrible accidents over the weekend. Um,
Yes, I'm
Axel,
in one
please,
piece.
Axel, please take a shower soon. I don't want to pressure. I don't want to put any pressure on you, but it will be great for the sanity of the persons at your house. And I mean,
If
come
you
on.
want a copy of this sweatshirt, just let me know. Maybe I'll do
No,
a
Axel.
giveaway. I'll do a
My
giveaway.
suggestion. My suggestion was going to be, do you want us to give you another
Yeah,
sweater?
No,
we
it
can
has to
create
be a
we can
Stitch.
create a
It has to
compound.
be a Stitch sweater that has a Christmas
We can
outfit.
have a GoFund for you. You know,
Yes,
it will be
please.
very easy. There's a lot of
Yes.
people willing to willing to sponsor.
DJ, if you're watching this, please send me another a Stitch Christmas
Yeah.
sweater.
No, no, whatever. Another sweater,
Another
whatever.
sweater, anything.
No, no, it has to be Stitch.
It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be
You guys don't
Stitch. No.
understand. Stitch is the absolute best.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah.
Mm,
Well.
Okay, well,
okay,
Anyway.
whatever.
that'll be a whole
Anyway.
other topic
Yeah.
episode.
So
Yes.
before we go, if you want to, please share your social media with the audience so they can follow you, what you're doing, and what you're up to. So please, Adri, if you can share with us what you're doing
So one
recently.
better meeple on Instagram. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
On Instagram.
And on TikTok, I put some of the reels that I have
Ah,
on Instagram up there, like unboxings
wow,
and stuff. So
good,
yeah,
Nice.
I have them there
Nice.
as well. And
nice,
I have some games coming because I was sent some games from Pandasaurus and some other
awesome.
publishers,
Nice.
like
Nice.
little
Nice.
games. But
That's all
yeah,
right.
I'm going to be showing you that in the next coming days. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. So, Axel, do you
Yes.
have anything for the
Anything.
God's sake
Anything. Oh
to
my goodness.
share on your
I have
social media
everything. I
other
have
than
all my
this?
love to share.
Oh,
You guys can
thank
follow all my
you.
love
It
on
depends if
Instagram.
your love comes with that sweater or not.
It does
I
not.
can take it.
This is this is
Okay,
very
I can take it
this
then. I can take it.
this is like my
Oh,
skin. All right. I can't take it off.
it's part of your
Shit.
skin already.
Oh
Okay.
Yes, it is.
shit.
I can like it
Yeah,
doesn't come
yeah,
off.
yeah.
Anyway, you guys can find me on the internet as Dice and Amigos on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook too or YouTube. I've been making a lot of videos on Frosthaven and Gloomhaven
Mm-hmm.
playthroughs. And on Instagram, I share more of the day to day life of like games I've been getting and games I've been trying to play. And I just want to thank everyone that has joined the chat today. Thank you for being here. Tabletop Bice was here at some point.
Thank
Adam,
you,
Kenan,
Kenan
Kenan.
was
okay.
here. Matthias Gammon was here too at some point, and
Yay.
Alba is
Alba, you
here too.
join. Thank you
Yeah,
for joining, Alba.
Yay, Alba.
We
thank
missed
you.
you.
Hi. Miss
You.
you.
Yeah, thank you for being
So
here. Mhm.
yeah, wonderful episode. I love chatting about Forest Shuffle.
Yeah,
Me
Can't wait
too.
for next
yeah,
Monday.
yeah.
Yes.
I think it
Woohoo.
was a very great success for
What
the
about you,
episode.
Mr. Masked Meeple?
So you can see here, you can follow me on the Master Maple in Instagram. I'll say that probably. I don't want to make any promises, but at some point I will make a debut on YouTube, and my plan is to have some playthrough on live playthrough. You know,
Mm-hmm.
on like the project we have with this guy
Yeah, if you
Axel
guys
at some
don't,
point. So
yeah, if you guys,
I stole that project. It's now on me. It's mine. It's my baby now, and
Ooh.
I will take care of that. I will take care of that better than the it was completely different style, a different thing.
very nice, very nice.
But still, it's still very fun. But it will
Mhm.
be at some point. I don't have.
At
Okay.
some point,
I don't want to make any promises. But mostly, you can find me on Instagram as the Mask Meeple. You will find there some reviews. There is some games that I received in the past week or so.
Mm-hmm.
That at some point I just receive a lot of games, and I have to make play it and make some reviews. But hopefully I can start playing within this week or maybe the next one. But there will be more content for you available. New games, games that maybe they're not that new, but still good games. So stay tuned.
excellent.
Yeah, everything you can tell me. You can insult me.
So,
You can say whatever you want. I can take it. I can take it. I have hard skin, so that's okay.
so before we go, one last thing that I remember that we had from last time is that at some point we're planning to have our live podcast on
Oh
audio
yeah,
as well. We
yeah,
are
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
working on that.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we
Yeah.
understand that it's not always easy to watch a
Mhm.
podcast, so
Like,
we want to
right.
make
And
it
we
more
understand.
accessible.
We learned that from other streamers. That I mean, even when we enjoy, and I think it's our best, just the best performance, maybe. And also because we are very lazy and we are very busy and we don't want to edit
we
every
don't want to. We
podcast.
don't want to
We
edit.
don't.
Editing takes
I'm
a
just being.
while.
I'm just being honest here, and we
It's
prefer
the
True.
this
truth.
way.
It's a fact.
And yeah, I think we are doing good so far, and we can just take the audio from the videos and put it out there on the streaming platform, audio streaming platform. So
Yeah.
soon,
Soon to
I don't
be.
know exactly when, but
Coming,
soon,
But it's
coming,
coming soon.
2025.
coming at some point instead of coming
Coming
soon,
No,
coming
2025.
some
2025? That sounds too far
maybe
away.
and
We'll
No,
maybe.
see.
No, no,
We'll
no.
see.
We'll see. We'll see. You will know. You will know when the all the episode, because we are planning to
we'll
put
let
all
you
the
know.
episode from the beginning out there, so you can revisit it, because there is no specific theme or timing for
Always,
the
of course,
episodes.
there
We
is. There
just
is a multiverse of after game night
yeah. Actually,
podcast.
if you want to start listening this podcast and then you jump to the first one, then you take to the middle, it's up to you.
Let's do it.
There is no rules for listening this
Yes.
podcast. It's up to you. Remember, we had some very good or very nice guests in this podcast. You will be able to listen it again, and there will be more guests upcoming. That's another thing that we wanted to share with you.
Yes.
So
Hmm.
stay tuned.
Mhm,
Stay tuned. It
mhm.
will be fun. We promise. Some point,
We promise.
maybe. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for being here. It's been a great episode. Thank you. Take care. Please don't do anything stupid, because I want you to be here next week. Okay, so thank you. Thank you, everyone. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I'm smiling.
Yeah, you are.
He left us
And he disconnected himself. Great.
himself. Oh my goodness.
Uh, are
Help.
we still live?
We are still alive.